Hello everyone, welcome to another session of valuation, how to get the right value of your property. So in the previous two sessions of the lecture series of valuation, we have studied about what is cost, price, value, what is valuation, purpose of valuation, what are the factors affecting value. Then just in the previous session, we have learned about mortgage, freehold property, leasehold property, net income, gross income, outgoings, and what are the certain outgoings. So today in this lecture we are going to see depreciation and types of depreciation, obsolescence and types of obsolescence, and last we are going to see methods for calculating the depreciation. So starting our topic of discussion today with depreciation. Before we get into the technicality of depreciation, here I would like to start with a scenario. Have you ever bought a car, a bike, or a house? We have always observed that when you purchase a car or a bike or a house, you purchase at current market value. For an example, if you buy an SUV in today's scenario, it will cost you around 7 to 10 lakhs. Or if you purchase a sports bike, it will cost you around nearly 2 to 3 lakhs. But now, after the usage of minimum usage of 1 year and maximum usage of 5 to 10 years, when you try to sell that car, bike, or that house, you will observe that your original value has decreased by certain amount. That the car of that 7 to 10 lakh has now become of around 1 to 2 lakh. The sports bike of around 2 to 2.5 lakh has become now around 50 to 70,000. How can be this possible? You have maintained that very well, but still the price is decreasing day by day. And that is what something concept about depreciation. So let us check that what is depreciation. So depreciation is gradual loss in the value of the property due to its usage, life, and wear and tear. That is what depreciation is. I am repeating again that depreciation is the loss in the value of the property due to its usage, life, wear and tear, and decay. That means whenever you use a machine or a product or a property, due to the usage and wear and tear of that product, machine or property, the value of that product, machine or property tends to decrease, and that decreased value, that is known as depreciation. So I hope we are clear about the concept of depreciation. Let us see some of the other points in detail. So this is the assessment of physical wear and tear of the land or the property, and it generally depends on the original condition, the quality of maintenance, and the mode of its use. Yes, depreciation is nothing but a physical assessment of what? Wear and tear of whom? The building or the property, depending on the original quality, the quality of maintenance, and the mode of use. Thus, the value of the property or the building gradually decrease throughout its utility period due to depreciation. A certain percentage of total cost is allowed as a depreciation to determine its present value. Usually, a percentage on depreciation per annum is allowed. The general annual decrease in the value of the property is known as annual depreciation. Yes, you have heard it correct. That the calculated depreciation, certain percentage of the total cost is allowed as a depreciation. That total cost is applicable on annually. So the depreciation becomes annual depreciation. So that is about the depreciation. Depreciation is a loss in value of the property or the building due to its use, life, wear and tear and decay. That is a physical assessment of the wear and tear, and depending upon the original condition, the quality of maintenance and the mode of use, thus the value of the property gradually decrease, and that is depreciation. A certain percentage is allowed to determine as a depreciation to determine the present value. Generally, an annually depreciation is calculated, and that annual decrease in value is known as annual depreciation. Usually, the percentage rate is less at the beginning year, and it gradually increases in the later years of the property or the building. So the present value of the property becomes initial cost minus total amount of depreciation throughout its utility period. Yes, I am repeating these 2 points again. The first is the percentage rate of the depreciation is less at the beginning years, and it increases in the later years. So the present value of the property becomes total cost minus total amount of depreciation up to whichever year you are calculating. So I hope we are clear up to this point. Let us move further towards types of depreciation. So there are two types of depreciation: physical depreciation and functional depreciation. So starting with the physical depreciation, it is further divided into two types. The first is wear and tear from the operations, and the second is depreciation. So talking about the first physical depreciation, that is wear and tear from the operation. That is so obvious and so common that we have studied in the definition of depreciation that when you use a product or a machine or a property or a building, it tends to decrease its value due to its usage, due to its wear and tear. Now, talking about the second physical depreciation, that is depreciation. Depreciation, that means that when you have not taken care properly, the property, land, building, machine or any product tends to decrease its value due to the ability of losing value due to you have not taken care of completely, or due to getting old with the time. So that term is known as depreciation. Now talking about the functional depreciation. So the first functional depreciation is inadequacy or suppression. Now physical depreciation means the physicality or the physical aspect of the property, land or the building. And the functional depreciation means the functional aspect of a property, land or the building. So the first functional is inadequacy. Inadequacy means that for what purpose you have constructed the building or the component or the land is not fulfilling that function or not fulfilling that purpose. For an example, if I purchased a home in Kalupur area, but now I am using it as a storage or a warehouse, so that is that the property will decrease its value considerably because I have purchased a residential house but I am using it as a warehouse. So there is an inadequacy. The purpose of the residential house was to live, but I am using it as in storage. So that is an inadequacy. The purpose of being that component or that building or that land is not fulfilled. So that kind of depreciations are known as inadequacy. And the second is obsolescence. Obsolescence means something that gets outdated. For an example, 7 years ago, the Nokia phones were the top in the market. With the time, when Samsung came, when Xiaomi came, when Apple came, the Nokia phones becomes obsolete. That means the word obsolete is representing outdated. So in the case of land, property or the building, when they gets outdated, their value decreases considerably. For an example, if I would like to ask you that you want to buy a home which is constructed with the fundamentals of old construction in less rupees, or if you want to buy a home with a modern architecture, you will obviously going with the modern architecture because you will say that that kind of bungalow construction has become obsolete or outdated. So that is our point of concentration in our second topic, which is obsolescence. So what is obsolescence? It is the loss in the value of the property or the building due to change in fashion, change in design, or change in structure, etc. Yes, you have heard it correct. When a property or a land, or when in the market the kind of fashion change trends, when the design of structure change, when the design of interior or design of architectural aspect change, then the original property loses its value. That kind of loss are known as obsolescence. Let me tell you another example of obsolescence. For an example, if you are studying in a normal classroom having a blackboard and benches, but now you are studying in a classroom having a whiteboard which can have a use as a projected screen. Also, we are using the foldable chairs having a support. So now what kind of value will that blackboard, classroom and benches will gain? There is nothing wrong in it. Understand my point. There is nothing wrong in it. But due to the change in fashion or the change in designs of the classroom, their value decreases considerably. So that kind of decrease in value is known as obsolescence. Let me tell you some of the other examples. So as you can see in the pictures, what if I tell you that in 2020 you buy a Yamaha CX100 or this kind of computers or a home having this kind of windows? You all will say a no. I know there is nothing wrong in it. Even if they are highly maintained, but you will hesitate to buy them because they have lost their value due to change in fashion, change in design, or change in structure. So that is what obsolescence is. Now let us look at some of the other points regarding obsolescence. As we have discussed in the previous slides, that as an old dated building with massive walls, arrangement of rooms not suitable in present date, even if they are maintained very well, and for that reason that building or that room loses its value considerably, and that is what obsolescence is. The obsolescence may be due to such reasons such as the progress in arts, changes in fashion, changes in planning ideas, the innovations, and etc. Same as for machine, if a machine becomes the old, it will be get obsoleted. Even if the machine is working properly and having a good output, but still the machine has got old and the same company has delivered a higher version of that machine, so that machine will loses its value due to the obsolescence. Thus, though the property is physically sound, but functionally it has become inadequate and its commercial returns becomes very less. So this is about some of the other points regarding obsolescence. Now let us look at the types of obsolescence. So as you can see on the screen, there are two types of obsolescence. First, internal obsolescence, and then there is external obsolescence. In internal obsolescence, we have discussed so many times that change in design, change in structure, change in fashion, and so and so. So now let us look at the external obsolescence. So the external obsolescence is poor original location, that where you are locating your property or that building, specific detrimental influences, change in the specific character of the district, and poor zoning laws. These are the factors which affect externally as an obsolescence, and for that reasons the value of the building or the property decreases. So that was about two types of obsolescence. Now moving towards our last topic of the discussion, that is methods of calculating the depreciation. So there are four kind of methods. First, straight line method. Second, constant percentage method. Third, sinking fund method. And the last is quantity survey method. These are the four methods which are being used to calculate the depreciation. So starting with the first method, which is straight line method. So talking about the straight line method, in this method, it is assumed that the property loses its value by same amount every year or each year. Yes, repeat with me. In this method, it is assumed that value of the property decreases by same amount every year. For an example, if you have a property worth rupees 5 lakh and you have assumed that every year the property will lose its value by 50,000. So at the end of first year, original value was 5 lakhs. Now 1 year is over, so value will become 5 lakhs minus 50,000. So 4 lakh 50,000. Now again a year passes, the decrease in amount is same 50,000. So now the value of the property will become 4 lakh and so on. So straight line, focus that value of the building decreases by same amount every year. So for that, a fixed amount of the original cost is deducted every year, so that at the end of the useful life of the property, only scrap value is left. Yes, a fixed amount is deducted every year from the value of the property, so that at the end of the useful period of life, only scrap value is left. So annual depreciation equals to annual decrease in the value of the property. Now, what is theory saying? I'm trying to explaining here the formula you are seeing on the screen. I'm explaining the formula. What the theory concept is saying? That you have to deduct a certain amount so as at the end of the useful life only scrap value will left. So you have the original value C, you have the scrap value S. So I have started the value with C. Now I am ending at S. So that difference between C and S, what it will be? It is the depreciation, that you are starting from C, the original value, and you are ending at S, the scrap value. So the difference between them is the depreciation. But now I am looking for annual depreciation. For that, I have to divide that C minus S with number of years. So I will divide that C minus S with N, where N is number of years. So you'll have your formula that annual depreciation equals to C minus S divided by N. So why I've done C minus S? I'm repeating the concept again. C was my original cost. Now the concept of method is saying that I have to deduct a certain amount so that at the end of the useful life only scrap value should be left. So at the end, what value I should get? S. S is the scrap value. So C minus S is the total depreciation. But now I want depreciation every year. Annual depreciation. So I have divided that value by N. N is number of years. So I'll get the formula for straight line method, which is D equals to C minus S upon N. Now, let us look at an example. Let us assume that the purchase value or the purchase price of an equipment shown in figure, that is figure of the forklift. Yes, you are saying this figure is of a forklift. So this forklift is of about 1 lakh rupees. Now, let us say that the scrap value of this forklift or the equipment is 20,000 rupees and the useful life is about 5 years. So the annual depreciation, we have just learned the formula D equals to C minus S upon N. Here C is 1 lakh, S is 20,000 and N is 5. Putting all the values in the formula, so we'll get 16,000 rupees annual depreciation. Now this 16,000, what this value indicates? This is indicating that every year the forklift equipment will loses its value by 16,000. So when you have purchased this equipment at 1 lakh rupees, now the first year is being completed. So now the value will become 1 lakh minus 60,000. Second year, 1 lakh minus 2 times 16,000 and so on. Moving forward, let us assume that I have to calculate the depreciation after third year for this same example. Now here the original life of the equipment was 5 years. I want to calculate for 3 years. So you can do one by one. But on a larger scale, if the property is 75 years and I want to calculate at 30 years, you can't go one step by step. So there is a direct formula, as you can see on the screen, that D equals to C minus S upon N into M. M is that year on which you want to find the depreciation. C minus S upon M is your D. So D into M. So now the value in our case, the value will become 48,000 rupees. Moving forward, now we want to find book value of that equipment after 3 years. So here a new word has arrived, book value. So the book value after M years or 3 years or whatsoever is the value of the property or the equipment after deducting the total depreciation from the original cost up to that year. Correct. Let me simplify. Book value is the remaining value of the property or the equipment when you deduct the total depreciation up to that year from the original cost. So the original cost was 1 lakh. Now I want to find the book value at third year. So the depreciation up to third year was 48,000. So 1 lakh minus 48,000, that value is your book value, or in other words we can say as depreciated value. Book value and depreciated value are the same. Depreciation is different. Depreciated and book value are the same. So what is book value? When you deduct the total depreciation up to that year from the original cost, that value is your book value. So in our case, the depreciation was 48,000, original cost was 1 lakh. So the remaining amount 52,000 is your book value. So I hope we are clear about the first method, straight line method. So this is it. That was all about in today's topic. I hope you have learned it very well. In case of any query or doubt, you can always contact me on my mail or my number. Thank you.